Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto Podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Tallyho, which is a great Web3 wallet. And Tallyho is the first community-owned and operated Web3 wallet. They're doing some great things, and it's a great alternative to MetaMask. You also have full Brave browser support as well as Google Chrome support. And Tallyho makes it easy to connect to DeFi and Web3. Some of the cool features include the ability to display your NFTs in the wallet. They support Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, and Arbitrum. And there are some great benefits of using the wallet via the Arbitrum blockchain. They also support Ledger and their hardware wallet, so you can easily connect to your Ledger devices. And here's a great feature. Tallyho swaps are half the price of other wallets, and there are no hidden fees. And another is they are open source, 100% open source, full transparency. You know what's happening, and the community is crowdsourcing and participating and backing this wallet. So they're doing things very different. And of course, it's a decentralized self-hosted wallet, so you control your own keys, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. And that's the future of crypto. Everyone's self-custodying via hardware wallets or with digital wallets such as Tallyho. And they have some of the biggest projects backing them in Web3, such as Curve, Uniswap, Compound, and many more. And you can follow them on Twitter. They've got some great promotions going on where you can win NFTs and be able to find yourself within giveaways and different things that you can do. So check out the promotions in the description and learn more about this cool wallet and how it is a great alternative for Web3. All right, my friends, we got big news to talk about today. You got to listen. You got to watch to the end. We're going to talk about the inflation numbers and what the Fed is going to do tomorrow and what we can expect for the markets, of course, specifically for crypto. And of course, we're going to talk about the clown show that is Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, and the SEC. Lots to discuss. First, CPI numbers came in pretty good. The CPI fell to 7.1% versus 7.3%. So yes, it's very far from the 2% goal that the Fed has, but we are slowly chipping away at this, right? We're on the ramp down for CPI as well as rate hikes. So tomorrow the Fed will announce, what the percentage will be that they're going to raise rates. The markets are predicting, 0.5%. I hope it's that or lower. If they come in at a 0.25%, 0.25, that would be really great for the markets. Now, I say this, that it's good news, but we're not out of the woods yet. I've been sharing my chart with Bitcoin. We're still in the max pain zone. Bitcoin could still go lower. Just be prepared for that. I've been accumulating because I believe we are in the accumulation zone, the bottom zone. I don't know what the exact bottom is. Maybe we already saw it. Maybe we didn't, right? But we're not Nostradamus. We can't predict the future. I don't have a 8-ball that's telling me, here's the exact bottom. And if anyone tells you that, they are lying to you, right? So we're still in the max pain zone, but we're expecting the Fed to continue to slow down, ramp down their rate hikes, and eventually pause in 2023 and then start cutting rates. And here's an example. Sven Henrik, who's a great trader, you've probably seen him on CNBC and so forth, he tweeted out why the Fed will cut rates again in one simple chart. Because it has to, #Mads. And the chart he tweeted was the federal government current expenditures, interest payments. And boy, it looks parabolic on this chart. It's pretty crazy. He added some context. He said, as we just had a record deficit for November, a reminder, all new debt has to be borrowed at much higher rates. Previous debt coming due has to be refinanced at much higher rates as well. It's a spiral of doom that will require aggressive lower rates again to manage. So that's coming, my friends. It's coming in 2023. So we got to be patient. It's the accumulation time. Once again, the prices of Bitcoin and altcoins could go down further. That's okay. That's dollar cost averaging because I don't know what the bottom is, if it's already in or not. But I am expecting a rally in 2023, as I've been showing on my Bitcoin trading view chart. It's not to new all-time highs. it will be a bit of a face melter, similar to what we saw in 2019 after the bottom happened in December 2018, which I was a part of. I bought that dip. I kept buying. I didn't really take profits in 2019 because I was still trying to figure out the market cycles, but I did buy the lows in 2019 and as well as the lows of early 2020 with the COVID crash, of all markets. So right now we're in our December 2018 moment. The price could still go further down, or we've seen the bottom of it. Now, with these CPI numbers that came in today, Bitcoin did see some bounce, but this is nothing to call home about. It could easily pendulum swing back down. So just, you may see folks get very bullish. There's some folks who call, around Christmas time, a Santa Claus rally, where at the end of the year, some of these folks are pumping the prices a bit because they want to take profits before the end of the year due to taxes and all that. But I'm not concerned about that. I'm not looking to do that. I'm waiting for the rally in 2023, just like we saw in 2019. We'll see if it happens. There's no guarantee. But some of the metrics are showing that. And here from the folks at Stock Money Lizards, they provided a great chart showing the similar pattern that took place in 2019. You had your washout phase, your bit of sideways movement and consolidation, and then your breakout upwards. We'll see if this actually plays out like it did in 2019. That's, those are the facts and the historical patterns that we have to work with. Certainly things could do, Bitcoin could do what the hell it wants, right? It could totally break out upwards or break downwards, right? So we just want to at least use facts and be in, form our thesis based on the facts, not just our emotions, of course, and certain, feelings and things like that. It should be database. Now, let's move ahead, guys. Sam Bankman-Fried, there has been photos and video released of him getting arrested in the Bahamas by the Bahamian authorities. And here's a photo shared by Autism Capital, who has been covering the situation and Sam Bankman-Fried and what's been going on with FTX. So it is for real. He has been taken into custody, my friends. And he has been charged with wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering, per the New York Times. There's also news that his request for bail has been denied by the judge, who believes him to be a flight risk. I could see that happening, that he's going to go try to jump to another island or, go to Serbia or wherever the hell Do Kwon is. I think that's where Do Kwon is, as far as what I was hearing in the news. But yeah, he's certainly a flight risk. And the current CEO of FTX, man, he had a lot to deal with today, in front of Congress with Maxine Waters and a bunch of other people. And here's a headline from Barron's. FTX's collapse was old-fashioned embezzlement, CEO says. So this was not a crypto-specific thing. It's just someone who built a centralized exchange, which is FTX, and was basically committing the age-old fraud, stealing customer funds, right? This could have happened at a bank. It could have happened at another hedge fund or whatever it is. So this is what's going on here. This is not like crypto failed or a blockchain failed. It didn't. It's just a business with bad actors who committed fraud. And look, there's some highlights from him testifying. And by the way, let me give you his name. So you guys, John Ray, he's the current CEO. Remember, he was the one who oversaw the whole Enron collapse and coming in to help clean up things. So he's the one that said, I've never seen anything like this. I've seen Enron, and this is just a mess. Here are some of the things that came out. FTX was using QuickBooks for accounting. $1 billion firm, handling billions of dollars. They were using QuickBooks. Facepalm, big time. Here's a question. One of the members of Congress, asked the question, why were things as bad as you say they were? John Ray said, there was no board of directors. I put in a new CFO, CIO, and all with background in these sectors. There's a lot of titles in the company, but no experience to back it up. There was zero structure. So, of course, Sam Bankman-Fried had his girlfriend, Caroline Ellison, running Alameda Research, and she was losing billions of dollars, right? She had no experience. It's unbelievable what was happening. Now, here's a funny one from it looks like Congressman Perlmutter. I don't know which state he's out of, but this was pretty funny. I actually laughed out loud when he said this. I have doggy coin. Is that how you say it? How do you say it? Doggy Doge? Okay. Well, Doge was worth $1,000, let's say last year. Now it's worth $1. How do I get my money back? Congressman, I bought Tesla stock in 2022. It's $800. Now it's down to $100. How do I get my money back? Congressman, I bought a house for $1 million in 2020. Now the property value is down to $800,000. How do I get my money back? What I saw today was, some of these folks clearly uneducated about investing, about how markets work, and that it's not the crypto asset. That there's larger themes here and principles of assets and the phases they go through. Right, the speculation bubble markets are in. They go through their bull phase, then they go in their bear phase. And then of course there were guys like Brad Sherman who was ready to pounce and push his narrative. See, I told you all cryptos was a scam. See, you should have listened to me. It's all garbage. And then, he's pushing his narrative. So you saw a lot of sound bites and narratives, and some just outright saying, "Oh, crypto! I told y'all, crypto was about for money launderings and scammers, and it has no value and nothing. I don't care about it." Things like that. So pretty pathetic, but it is what it is. At least there are members of Congress who get the technology, and this is not an ageist thing because there are older members of Congress who get it, like Tom Emmer and so forth. And I'll be interviewing Tom Emmer soon. I'm actually interviewing Congressman Bill Huizenga this week. So it's pretty crazy what took place. Now, the SEC and the CFTC came out and, of course, talked about how they are launching their investigations and all that jazz. And the SEC Enforcement Director, Gabir Gurwal, says the litigation against Sam Bankman-Fried will be supervised by Landon Stewart. Stewart currently serves as lead counsel to the SEC in the Ripple lawsuit. Charles Gasparino of Fox Business said Gary Gensler met with Sam Bankman-Fried twice over the past year or so. I can't recall another time when an SEC chair met privately with a target of a major fraud in the months leading up to charges being filed and the target's arrest. Incoming GOP majority will be asking questions. He's, of course, talking about Emmer and Bill Huizenga and all these guys, Warren Davidson, who are going to be bringing Gary Gensler in. They're waiting for January when the changeover of the House and these things take place, and then I think Gary's going to be in big trouble. Now, Stuart Eldorati of Ripple had a great point here. He said, to be clear, the SEC's tag-along complaint against Sam Bankman-Fried seeks to recover funds for FTX's sophisticated equity investors, not the consumers who have been left holding the bag in a bankruptcy court. That is interesting, guys. So the SEC not even looking for the common investors here to help them, more of maybe the hedge funds and these guys who lost their money, which is, I guess, par for the course, right? They don't actually care about protecting retail investors. Now, Eleanor Tourette said here a point I was about to make, retweeting that the literature that the SEC used in their lawsuit against Sam Bankman-Fried, they don't highlight that SBF was selling unregistered securities or that FTT is a security. But of course, they're saying Ripple XRP is a security. Unbelievable, right? So Eleanor Tourette said, yes, it seemed odd to me that the SEC did not throw in a offering unregistered securities charge on top of it all, especially when they used it in the Coinbase insider trading case and the Kim Kardashian suit. However, brilliant legal mind J.W. Verrett tells me it would be consistent with the Department of Justice not wanting to complicate the case with issues about the definition of a security and instead go for the easier wire fraud. Very interesting here. The SEC not even using the same standard that they use in other cases, like the Ripple lawsuit or Coinbase and so forth. Now, Congressman Tom Emmer highlighted a great point in the lawsuit the SEC filed against Sam Bankman-Fried. In part of the text here, it says, from the inception of FTX, Bankman-Fried diverted FTX customer funds to Alameda, and he continued to do so until FTX's collapse in November of 2022. Tom Emmer tweeted, so Gary Gensler knows that FTX was fraudulent from its inception. This is egregious considering he had more meetings with Bankman-Fried than anyone in the space to discuss a crypto regulatory framework designed to benefit FTX alone. He will be held accountable. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. When they come into office, and I'm working on getting Tom Emmer back on the show so we can talk about how they're going to keep him accountable and what they're going to do. I think we need to hear about that. Now, Tom Emmer was at the hearing today where he spoke to John Ray, asked this question. He tweeted out, while Bankman-Fried is in custody, John Ray assisted our committee's investigation into SBF's con. Ray committed to providing my office with correspondence between FTX and the SEC, as well as details into the nature and scale of the FTX's investment into IEX. I want to see those. I want to see those communications, and I'm sure Tom Emmer and those folks are going to want to see what Gary was sending to FTX, what he was saying, because once again, all this happened under Gary's watch, right? Who's supposed to be the cop on the beat. He said, my office looks forward to working with Ray's team to uncover the extent to which the SEC was negotiating backroom regulatory deals with FTX and IEX at the expense of American investors. Gary's going to be in big trouble. Now, something else that came out from a complaint and lawsuit that the CFTC filed about against Sam Bankman-Fried. On page 6 of the complaint, the CFTC definitively calls Ether and Tether commodities. You can't make this shit up. Just recently, Rostin Benham was on TV not wanting to say Ethereum is not Ethereum is a commodity. He backtracked, right? We covered that news. Now in their literature, they're saying it is a commodity. Make your minds up. This is the nonsense these crypto entrepreneurs and companies and investors are dealing with here in the United States. Flip-flopping, conflicts of interest, backroom deals, and these are supposed to be people with integrity who are supposed to be the top level, regulating the markets, being fair, being transparent. They're public servants. They're getting our tax dollars and they're doing all this crap. What the hell is going on, man? This is why Congress needs to act. Now, another detractor of crypto, Senator Karen, as I would like to call her, but many of you know her as Senator Elizabeth Warren, is about to drop an anti-crypto bill tomorrow during the Senate hearing. This is from Ryan Selkis. He tweeted it out today. So tomorrow, Wednesday, December 14th, apparently she's going to drop some bill. He said that comes less than a week after she did the bidding of a Silvergate short seller and sent a nasty gram designed to punish a crypto-friendly bank and spark a bank run. American investors need protection from the Elizabeth Warrens who assist bank short sellers and the Gary Genslers who allow investors to get fleeced by bad exchange-traded products and miss historic frauds while focusing on celebrity tweets. Crypto is not the problem. He's absolutely right. Well said. Just exposing these clowns. And we know Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren are very close. They've been giggling together, hugging each other about how crypto is bad and this and that. Two peas in a pod, right? And you could probably throw Brad Sherman in there, 3 peas in a pod. Brad Sherman, Elizabeth Warren, and Gary Gensler. Finally, some good news around Algorand. Many of you know I hold the Algo token. Well, today it was announced that Algorand has been selected to be the public blockchain that will support an innovative digital guarantees platform in Italy. This new digital sureties, if I'm saying that right, platform is being developed by CETIF, if I'm saying that right, and endorsed by Banca d'Italia and a bunch of other folks. So this is great adoption. This is real world adoption. So the essentially the government, they're building some cool stuff on Algorand. And Algorand's been working with different governments. I believe stable coins as well as central bank digital currencies are being built on them. This is why I hold Algorand in my portfolio. I am bullish on it. I am diversified, of course. It's not my only holding. And Algorand also is a great proof of stake token, and you can earn rewards. And that's what I've been doing. So anyway, guys, that's the news. I know it was a lot, but let me know what you think about all this crazy stuff that's happening in this circus that is Gary Gensler, the SEC, Sam Bankman-Fried, and FTX. And I'll talk to you all later.